start with, I want to tell you what an honor and a privilege it is to be able to be best man at Dave and Lindsay's wedding. Thank you everybody for coming out from faraway places. I think that's a real tribute to the people that Dave and Lindsay are for this big of a crowd, and to come to a wedding. For a lot of us, we have to travel a long way, so thank you for inviting me to your wedding and letting me be a part of it. To start with, I wanted to do a quick toast to the parents of the bride and groom, Ed and Arlene, my parents, and Mike and Jan, Lindsay's parents, for making this day possible, raising two amazing people. So let's have a good I'm going to try to be brief up here. I'm nervous as all get out. Public speaking never gets easy. But like I said, I'm honored to be here, but let's be realistic. The only reason I'm here is because Kobe was not available. I'll give a few words to Lindsay and then to Dave, and then I'll try to sum it up. But first of all, to Lindsay, you look amazing. You're beautiful. So what a great day. It's tough living on the East Coast, being so far away to get to know somebody real well, but it's even tougher having your best friend and pretty much your confidant living in that same distance away. But somehow I knew, it's me and Dave, we try to keep up with each other, but via text and email it's hard calling all the time, but I always knew if you were in his life, everything was going well for him, so I always knew. I don't know a whole bunch about Lindsay. I do know a few things. She likes Tennessee Volunteers. She likes animals and horses. Me and Moxley, me and him really got along. I love that dog to death. But and works at Sunriver. But I don't know that anybody's perfect. But I honestly believe that you're the perfect woman to marry my brother. So. Real quickly, Lindsay's a Tennessee fan, so does everybody know why the Tennessee Volunteer colors are orange? So they can go to the game on Saturday, hunt on Sunday, pick up trash on the side of the road. But all seriousness, welcome to the family, and I'm honored to be your brother now. All his life, so it's a little bit easier to talk about him. I'm just kind of going to start from the beginning and kind of just let everybody understand what kind of relationship we had growing up. I think it all started out pretty much around sports. 24/7. We like to either play sports or watch it on TV, but we were always so competitive, we never ended up ever finishing games usually because it was just a knockdown, drag-out fight. Hardly ever finished a full game, but since I'm telling the story up here, it started out with me being so much better than him. He would have to have a friend. He would never play me one-on-one, so it would be him and two of his buddies or one of his buddies against me. He still couldn't beat me, so he got tired of that, and then he would just end up playing as a ghost player in the driveway. It'd be him against Magic Johnson. Whoever he wanted to be, but he could always win that game. And then, going into elementary school and stuff, back when we were growing up, they always tested us for the gifted program. And I was ahead of him, so I got tested. I didn't get to make it, but apparently Dave went in there and he blew him away or something because he was able to qualify. But a couple of questions that he came back and answered wrong were something like a dog has fur and a bird has what? And he came with leaves. So, like I said, he made the program and I didn't. So what's that say about me? But growing up, we were 2 years younger than each other, but we always did things together. We had some mutual friends, but like I said, it really revolved around sports. And I don't know, like I said, I like to tell a story, so I believe you got some of this competitiveness from me, but I was always a little bit wild. He was able to be disciplined, and I think it benefited later on in life. Fast forwarding to high school, so now we're into basketball, and I still think I'm his older brother, but and I'll keep it short, but for one reason or another, I never quite fit in with the basketball crowd, and Dave, as some of you all know, ended up being a sophomore when I was a senior, and that year his team made the state championship game and lost. Well, he ended up making it to the state championship his senior year and won it. So, that was something that really made me proud. I was never able to quite get there. I mean, we did win tennis championships, but being able to watch him succeed and play with a heart determination was something pretty impressive. So then, after high school, we were so close. I ended up moving down to North Carolina to go to school. Dave ended up going to WVU, and I'm not going to get into details, but we all know how that ended. So, needless to say, he wasn't on the honor roll up there. So, why don't you just come down to Methodist with me? You can get an education. I'm able to get some grades down there. You could probably hang. I get Dave to come down to Methodist with me. I graduate. 2 years later, he graduates. So one of the guys here, Dan, ended up being his roommate afterwards. So I can only imagine what that was like after dealing with me for a couple of years. But all this is just building up to where I kind of slipped up. I'm not ashamed to say I've been in trouble here and there, and Dave's always been there for me. He always used to tell me he looked up to me, and I'd get to read things, and I was a good person. Well, I've never told you this before, but I've always looked up to you, even though you're my younger brother. So. But I'm trying to make a long story short here. I apologize. But real briefly, you probably don't want to take advice from the older single brother, but from my few thoughts about marriage out there, and nowadays statistics are not very overwhelming as far as marriages staying together, but it's my belief that if you put God first and you're always open and honest with each other, and if you do God's will every day that you wake up, you can't do anything but flourish and be a healthy relationship. And so with that, I just want to kind of leave you with one thought before I give a quick toast, and that is that they say about marriage you should try to find somebody you can live with. Well, I think it's important that you find somebody that you can't live without, and I believe Lindsay's that person for you, Dave. To the marriage of Dave and Lindsay, and I just want to say I wish you nothing but a lifetime of happiness. All right, this is my last words, and I'll leave you with I guess a prayer that's been beneficial for me that gets you through anything, and it's what they call a serenity prayer, and it says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So if you have a down day, or you're just trying to, get through a tough time, if you just say that prayer, I promise everything will be good. Yeah. So, amen.